What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Vega here for SerpentX Tech, doing another episode of Caffeine Crypto, a show that we do every Saturday around or after Crypto Mikkel. I know Crypto Mikkel's still going, let him ride out. He's talking about EVGA power supplies. And no, I'm going to hang out in every stream I possibly can while promoting my own. Today's market's looking a lot better. As you know, Black Friday and all that good stuff happened yesterday. Stepped up for a second because I want to talk about something here. So I got some news articles that we're going to go over just for my impatient viewers that are watching this after the fact, maybe not live. We're going to be talking about, Bitcoin retreating over 20%. Other assets hitting negative territory as the COVID variant. As you can see, this is a very popular subject. COVID variant in Africa. Markets tumble. Markets afraid. Markets I'm gonna give you my opinions on that. We're gonna talk a little bit about Shiba Inu for all my SHIB fans out there, and we're gonna talk about good old Shark Tank Kevin O'Leary. We got some hackers using cloud accounts to mine cryptocurrencies. Mr. Goxx, unfortunately dying. Yeah, that's sad. And a new variant, or basically the GTX 3050. Yeah, 3050. Allegedly, what specs and stuff. And then, of course, Linus Tech Tips. I gave him a huge shout out. Him and Jake did a very good job on the CMP 170HX. So that's what we got going on today in today's video. As you can see, Bitcoin took a huge drop, man. Since the 10th, when it was around 69K, we've been on this descending, I don't know if you want to create a triangle and call it descending triangle, descending wedge, whatever. Not a TA expert. All I can say is this. I've been advising many of you, every Caffeine in Crypto, that this was bound to happen. This was bound to happen. We didn't I don't know. This was kind of like a half pipe ramp right here. And we zoom out a little bit more rather than 4 hours. That was kind of like a nice huge pump from 60K to almost 70K. We traded sideways for a little bit, tried to break above 70K, and then got pushed back down, and then here we are. There's a lot of variables that are at play here of why the Bitcoin price is down. Obviously, everybody's going to blame the recent dip, right? So the recent dip, we went all the way from, let's say, 59K to the bottom of 53K. Let's actually measure that real quick. That's a 10%, 9% dip. All right, so that's a 9% dip right there in one day. But, it really depends on where you are in the world, because if you think about it, many of us have a bunch of cards, okay? So, first off, Robinhood, some people have crypto wallets with them. They may have been taking profits and paying for stuff on Black Friday, Christmas. Crypto.com, they have maybe taking profits to pay for Christmas vacation, Thanksgiving dinner, recoup some of their losses that they invested in Thanksgiving dinner with the family. Cash App, it's got Bitcoin in it now. So people may have been selling some of their Bitcoin to make up for whatever they spent or whatever they did buy. They were waiting in line at whatever store as Black Friday opened up. BitPay can connect with your Coinbase, or you can fund it through various ways. You may have put some funds in there. You were waiting in line. You got in the store, found that 3090 you wanted, or whatever part, or whatever vacuum cleaner you wanted, whatever, and you paid with cryptocurrency. Coinbase.com. So the point is that you got a lot of these. The COVID variant is probably scaring some people, and it may make the market shake and yada yada yada. Because the cryptocurrency market isn't the only market that took a hit. The regular traditional stocks took a hit as well. So the point being is, I warned that this was coming, and this happens every year around Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's a pattern. So I wasn't worried about it. After Christmas is done, that's why I was kind of wondering like why people were still calling for 120K, 100K. Is it possible that we'll hit 100K by the end of the year? I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. But while I'm a bull for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, I'm just going to be realistic. Maybe 75, 80K is possible by the end of the year. But with Christmas right at the tail end there, and people still want to recoup whatever they lost, they took the family to Aspens or they went to Abu Dhabi or Dubai or whatever. They want to recoup some of those losses. They're going to sell some crypto. It's just plain and simple. People are going to take profits, and there's no shame in that. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming over from Crypto Mikkel. I hope you guys had a great time with him. Really good individual. Paul Daughtry, the one guy, Oz, MC, Kyle Rosa, I know it was all over the place. Midwest Miner, Crypto Noob. What's going on, my UK brother? Crypto Bedell, King Air Force. Ooh, yeah. All right. Any opinion on Sand and Mana? All right. So Mana, I've always been a fan of Mana, Decentraland, for the longest time. I mean, they've been doing things that I personally like for quite some time. Let's just look at Coinbase, even though that's not really a good indicator. From its all-time high of almost $6 back down to, I mean, this is plenty of buying opportunities. If you missed out on the Metaverse stuff, personally, I should have got into it when I was looking at it a while ago. Well, I've been looking at it, but I was thinking about buying it right here at the 57 cents range. No, 47 cents back here way back here. But I never did, and I should have. There was some event we had inside Decentraland for Ravencoin. I forgot what it was. It was something to assets. Me and Savage Mind did something, but I really like Mana. And this up here, this dip, has been buying opportunities. If it dips again, there might be a buying opportunity for you. A Sand, I really can't speak too much of, but obviously it's popping because of the Metaverse. So, but see what knowledgeable people you trust out there in the crystal sphere and see what they say about Sand. A lot of people are talking about Sand, but is that something that you want to invest in? I can't speak to. But yeah, Decentraland Mana, I'm looking for ways to get in. Obviously, I missed some buying opportunities here because I was having Thanksgiving with the family, been very busy, but I don't think that's going to be our only opportunity because Christmas is around the corner and there might be some other dips coming in. I know a lot of people don't want it to dip anymore, but I think there's some more dips coming, some more bumps in the wave, so to speak. Magic Lucky, what's going on, man? Chris GTR, heck yeah, Sand bought 100 shares at $1.15. Nice, good job, bud. All right, Mana has promised. Don't know about Sand. All right, everybody's on the same page there. PayPal is crypto option. Yep, PayPal, and I got my PayPal card, even though I haven't enabled crypto. People don't want to work anymore. That's unfortunate because guess what? There's still going to be some people that are going to have to work. Sorry to say, I know everybody doesn't want to work anymore. Everybody wants to be day traders and stay at home and sit on their ass all day, but I'm sorry. Some of us have to still work. Thank you, Chump Change, for stopping by and hitting smash some likes. Yes, please. Please, smash it. Smash it good. All right, Chump Change taking a break from the trailer build. Actually, that's a good question. We'll have to get you to answer that. Maybe I'm overly optimistic, says Magic Lucky. Index is 21 low now, but seems possible that we could have a steady growth year in 2022, breaking the trends of the moon bust in prior cycles. I 100% agree. All right, so let's get into some news. If you have any questions, please tag or at me in the super chat. We're just going to dive right in, keep on moving. Bitcoin retreats 20% from record, joining risk asset sell-off. The world's largest cryptocurrency fell as much as 9%, as we saw, to the 53K range on Friday. Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency, dropped more than 12%, while the wider Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index declined 7.7%. A new variant identified in South Africa spurred liquidations across the global market, with European stocks falling the most since July, and the U.S. equity benchmarks also trading lower. Bitcoin wasn't spared from the carnage, despite increasingly being seen by many crypto enthusiasts as a hedge against financial market turmoil And even as Bitcoin gained more mainstream acceptance, the cryptocurrency is still prone to wild swings. To us, obviously quoted here by Ross Mayfield, to us it is still a it's still by and large a risk asset. To us, it is still by and large a risk asset. Okay. When things get kind of scary, there are going to be sellers. Meanwhile, gold, a traditional safe haven for asset, climbed as much as 1.5% Friday morning, though the precious metal has still significantly underperformed Bitcoin year to date. We got another quote here from Mayfield. I think the role of Bitcoin will eventually play is still uncertain. The role that something like gold and treasuries play is pretty well known at this point. So the conclusion is that when things really look ugly, the traditional safe havens will rise to the top. The variant news that's roiled markets wasn't the only negative factor weighing on Bitcoin. Coming this week, analysts cited a number of crypto obstacles, including U.S. tax reporting requirements for digital currencies, Chinese intensifying their regulatory clampdown, and India's sights on a new bill that could ban most private cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin has been under pressure since it reached the 69K, almost 70K earlier this month on enthusiasm over the first U.S. exchange-traded fund linked to futures on digital assets. It's currently sitting near a 100-day moving average of 53.94, which served as a support during the late September pullback. This market reaction, now this is from a quote from VJ, this market reaction correction within an uptrend, This is a market reaction correction with an uptrend, is what he says. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Who pointed out the options expiring. We talked about this last show. With the options expiration coming on a Friday, it can often be volatile. He said a drop down to 48K, 50K range might be more concerning than that 20% pullbacks are normal in Bitcoin. And in a Bitcoin uptrend, as we've seen many times before. All right, so basically this is nothing new. For now, Bitcoin's pullback is a side show to the global market as the global market declines with the new variant identified as B11529. And policymakers rush to retool cross-border travel policies. The largest token is still up more than 85% this year. Ethereum was not spared by any means whatsoever. But, its drop, and I'm doing it against the BTC value, okay? So the BTC value to me is what's more important. Everybody likes to compare against the fiat value, but I like to compare against is that the 26? Yeah. I like to compare against BTC value, but I only do the US or fiat, whatever, for the rest of the fam. So that's a 5% drop in BTC value. Let's see how ETH did against the USD value. 26. It was a 13%. So the drop on BTC value wasn't as hard of a hit as it was against the USD value. And by the way, guys, just to interrupt here for a little plug, I am currently drinking Doge Lord's 6-bean blend that you can get off of dogelord.com. It's really, really good coffee, good flavor, rich, bold, and personally one of my best waker-uppers that I had in a while. And I'm Puerto Rican, and I like my El Pilon, my good, rich, coffee, really strong coffee. I know my wife doesn't like really, really strong coffee. She likes the best part of waking up. But no, I just like my really strong coffee. Anonymous Miner, member for 5 months. Holy crap. Good job, bud. Appreciate it. Don't forget, by the way, Anonymous, thank you for reminding me, anybody who's a member of the channel, every once in a while you will be selected, a random person will be selected, but you at least have a chance to win some Bitcoin. My next drawing is going to be in December, which is coming up here not a little bit, and I would draw one of our members to get the Bitcoin I will reach out to you. There will be posts, so you got to make sure you keep an eye on the channel like you normally do. There will be posts, and then I'll work on reaching out to you. Usually, if you're a member, you should be in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, make sure you go to the community tab and check that out. Actually, that's a good point. Where is the members tab? I keep forgetting that. I should probably make a video about that because I think Son of a Tech did. Community. No, it's under memberships, right? Yeah. So there's the link right there. Sometimes I do a random drop, but there you go. Thank you, bud. You didn't have to do the $5. I appreciate it, man. You always been holding it down for me and helping me promote some stuff. So I really appreciate the anonymous miner. Please smash the like button. D's Miners, Italian coffee, baby. 1 ounce will have you hopping. Yes, I like some good, strong coffee. Wake you up in the morning, get you going. Is Tech Shinji here? Oh, your coffee will put hair on your chin, on my chin. Your coffee, okay. Do you want hair on your chin? On your chin? I'm hairy, but that's just me. Oh, Dakota, welcome. All right, so Dakota, $4.99, new listener, new sub. Does stock technical trading apply to crypto? Give me the 101 pretty please. So, see, I'm not a TA guy, but the technical trading that you learned from the traditional markets can be applied to crypto. Because you got to think about many of the traditional traders actually have moved over to trading crypto. It's just they get bigger. There might be heavier risk, right? Because some of the new assets and stuff like that, there might be heavier risk, but greater profits than that in the traditional market. But does stock technical trading apply to crypto? 100%. It does. Try if you have your own TA that you like to do, or you have a TA scheme that you like to run, TradingView, you could get a subscription or whatever. There's signals and templates that you can use to kind of draw out your patterns or whatever. I think it 100% applies. Not all cryptocurrencies, because if you try to get into like a new cryptocurrency, like a new coin that just came out, some other Shiba variant, your TA may not do as good only because it's a new market and it usually gets manipulated by someone, right? There usually is a bunch of whales that bought a bunch and they'll take their profits and sell, which is it can mess up everything about your TA. So yes, I would say it applies, but tread carefully. Work on the top 10 or the bigger market cap coins with your own TA or plans. So Bitcoin enters bear market territory as risk asset plunge to new COVID variant. We already talked about this. I got 3 more articles of this or 2 more articles of this, so bear with me. But other cryptocurrencies also plunged Friday. Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency, fell more than 10% to 4,059, while XRP slumped 9.9% to just under 95 cents. Digital currencies, and by the way, when it slumped under $1, a lot of people bought in. Digital currencies are falling in tandem with other risk assets amid pandemic over a new and heavily mutated variant of mutated variant of the coronavirus first detected in South Africa. The World Health Organization on Thursday gave a briefing on the new variant, which is known as what we talked about earlier, B11529, and it's thought to contain more than 30 mutations. What the hell, man? The UK and other nations have temporarily suspended flights from 6 African countries in response. Investors are retreating from riskier assets for the relative safety of bonds, with the U.S. Treasury yields moving sharply lower. Bond yields moved inversely to prices. Bitcoin has often been described by its proponents as digital gold in reference to the yellow metal's status as a so-called safe haven asset. So, lockdowns, will it happen? I don't know, man. But this thing keeps mutating, and it's getting quite annoying. We need it to stop. We need it to die. We need it to go away because I want things to get back to normal. And yeah, so it can go somewhere. All right, we talked about Ether falling. We talked about yada yada. Other coins like Dogecoin dropped 8.3%, while Shiba Inu is down nearly 5%. The variant news. Okay, all right. The variant news that roiled markets wasn't the only negative. was weird. The variant news that roiled markets wasn't the only negative factor weighing on Bitcoin. Coming into this week, analysts cited a number of crypto obstacles, including U.S. tax reporting, yada, yada, yada. All right. So the U.S. tax reporting requirement, that's going to be something that's coming up here this upcoming year to report our taxes. I don't know what that glitch was about that you just saw earlier. Maybe I moused over something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. China, still clamping down because they're China. And then India's got some weird bill because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Anyways. Yep. Same thing. New variant, blah, 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 blah. All right, so Solana, Binance Coin recorded a loss of 9% over past 24 hours, trading at $579.50. Solana is at, it's now plus 138, but it dropped 10.4% in the past 24 hours to 190. Cardano dropped 9.4% in the past 24 hours, and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Dogecoin, we already talked about that. Crypto market sell-offs, but basically everybody's dropping. Everybody dropped yesterday. That's the whole point of these freaking first 4 articles that I did not put in the description, so let me do that now. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, actually for those who weren't here, what I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, and I cleverly took out all my crypto cards, is I think, maybe the COVID situation isn't good. All right, whatever. Maybe the situation with the crypto markets falling isn't good, but it isn't the only thing, right? We got traditional markets falling. I've been talking about crypto and traditional markets falling for the past couple weeks because it happens every time around holiday. Starts in Thanksgiving and continues to wreck things until Christmas, and then after Christmas things kind of get a little bit better. I'm not going to put every single article in here. All right, so we'll just do with those two. But basically, this is a pattern that I see every single time. And for those of you who just joined, what I did is I pulled out all my various cards, and I was talking about, people that use Robinhood, even though they don't have their own private keys or anything, but if they have some crypto on there, they may take some profits to make up for whatever they spent. The store, crypto.com, you're waiting in line to get your favorite thing. Cash App, BitPay, Coinbase, anybody who went to the store or was doing online shopping Black Friday, they may have took some profits on some of those crypto assets, dropping the price down more and buying the product or services that they wanted to get their loved ones. So this is standard around this time of year. I suspect another pullback in Christmas, around Christmas. I don't suspect that we'll hit the 100K mark that everybody's been screaming for, but 75 to 80K is not a bad, realistic goal in my opinion. All right, so let's see here. Magic, what do you say? We don't need to learn the whole Greek alphabet. You're 100% correct. Yes. All right. So, El Salvador buys another 100 more Bitcoins as the crypto market falls. Come on, man. El Salvador is on point. Every time the Bitcoin market drops, they grab some more. Now, I'm not going to go to El Salvador anytime soon, but it would be nice to have countries that I could travel to and not have to exchange my fiat currency to whatever their fiat currency in order to live. And I could just go around and be like, yeah, I'm going to buy with Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm going to buy with Ether. I can just buy with whatever. The government of El Salvador bought 100 more Bitcoin. President Bukele tweeted on Friday, while the price of the largest crypto market fell to near 54K, 53K, El Salvador just bought another 100. They stacking sats. Bitcoin price fell 8% on Friday, yada yada, because of new variant, whatever. Bitcoin officially became legal tender in El Salvador in September, 3 months after the country's legislators passed the Bitcoin law. Entire city based on Bitcoin. All right, so yeah, they're going to build an entire city based on Bitcoin. Whatever. I think El Salvador, while not a huge country like the US, the UK, Germany, and Paris and France, and well, Paris isn't a country, but while they may not be one of the big countries, they're setting the tone. They're kind of setting the tone. What we really need is we need the big countries to be like, yeah, let's do things that promote cryptocurrency, not hinder it. But the good old US always got to be skeptical. SHIB slumps as large holders take profits, which is what I knew was happening. Let me be honest with you. I took profits. All right. I'm sorry, SHIB Army. I took profits. Okay. I needed to. Why? Because bills, life, adulting. I know it sucks. Adulting sucks, but we got to do it. At press time, SHIBs was trading at 370 Satoshis or 370. Wait, is that 10? 100s, 1000s. Okay, whatever. You see the number. Down 11.89% in the past 24 hours. According to Nasdaq, an increased number of wallets with significant holdings have been reducing their SHIB positions recently, possibly due to profit taking. Data from blockchain data, really? Data from blockchain data firm Sentiment shows similar trends. So-called whale transaction counts, or the number of SHIB transactions valued more than 100K, have been rising since the beginning of November. Active deposits, or the amount of daily unique addresses to deposit SHIB to centralized exchanges, has also been increasing. Like any asset, SHIB's price is the product of supply and demand. A large percentage of SHIB buyers were evidently attracted by its speculative appeal alone, says, I guess, Rick Delaney, a senior analyst at OKX. Drawn by the asset rising price, many SHIB investors simply do not have the long-term conviction needed to hold their positions or to re-enter the market while the price is dropping. Nansen said that the trading volume is among the most important metrics of SHIB and the other meme tokens because of the drop in trading volume shows that investors start to lose interest and become more cautious of putting money into the meme-themed token. So people are getting out. The hype is dying down. Can you really blame them? Really? Can you really blame them? The most traded alternative cryptocurrency, altcoins, and decentralized exchanges now are gaming-related tokens, including Decentraland, Mana, or Sandbox, according to CoinGecko. And by the way, we'll probably look into Sand a little bit for my boy that asked earlier. SHIB's price fall can be mostly attributed to the recent shift in investors' interest from meme tokens to Metaverse projects. Crypto price tracking site CoinMarketCap wrote in response to CoinDesk, that can easily be seen by comparing the trading volume of Mana, Sand, and SHIB. Trading volume is always related to investors' interest in a project, it added. Social media buzz around the K9-themed coin. I almost said cocaine. Don't demonetize me. I was just saying that's what I almost said. Coin has also sunk dramatically at the time of publication. Google Trends, a widely used tool to gauge retail interest in trending topics, showed a value of 22 for the search query SHIB globally, down from a peak of 100 at the end of October. The score of 100 represents a peak popularity, the maximum number of searches observed for a term during a given time. A value of 22 means fewer people are scanning the web for information on SHIB. Despite declining social media buzz around the meme token, retail investors interested in SHIB remain strong as the number of unique addresses holding SHIB continues to increase. Good news for the SHIB army. The number of unique addresses holding SHIB surpassed 1 million on November 11th at the time when SHIB's price were already dropping, according to Nansen data. Retail interest is definitely still there as people take speculative bets. No one wants to miss out on getting rich. And that's really what the market's turned into. You got a bunch of VCs or rich people, Kevin O'Leary, which he probably won't dip into like the really unknown coins, but they're all looking for that, that diamond in the rough, right? That coin that's, let's go real quick. Let's go to Binance. Oh my God, I can't type today. Binance.com. Let's just go to Binance.com. Yeah, whatever. Go away. Let's go back here. Let's go to markets. All right, so markets. Let's say we're gonna look at the USDT market. What's the 24-hour change? Looking for that coin that's 0.000000 something. They're looking for that really low coin and see what's going on. Aeon had a nice pump though. Didn't it? I'm pretty sure it had a nice pump. Hang on, let's go look. I'm pretty sure it'd be Yashnik was. Yeah, look at that. What? Look at that. Look at that. Good job. Obviously it came back down, but still, good job. Anyways, Sand is in a good position to get some dollar cost averaging going. Look at that, right there, down 8.63%. Obviously the market data is a little bit weird. Let's go 4 hour. What is this against? This is against ETH. We don't care about ETH. We need to do. Anyways, the point being is they're looking for that diamond in the rough. They're looking for those coins that are, not even a penny yet, what I call penny stocks, but penny crypto. And then they're hoping to get rich off of it. And a lot of the VCs, they move from project to project, or they put their funding behind a lot of these other projects, hoping that, 60% of the time those projects are going to be successful, or that they will be able to recoup their losses, or get their money back and then some. So putting your eggs in different baskets can be promising, but at the same time, I like to support products that have some tangible benefit, some real world use case, that does offer something to the world, like, what it can do for the world. Not just it has, it's a currency, you can buy, you can sell, and that's it. It doesn't have a DEX, it doesn't have an NFT space, it doesn't have staking. It doesn't have, it has to have something. But a lot of these meme tokens are just there for speculative trading and for a lot of people to just jump on the bandwagon and kind of support it. And the more support you give, the more tokens you get, whatever. I don't know. There's only so many meme coins I can get into, so I'm at my limit. Kevin O'Leary has no interest in being a crypto cowboy. Well, I don't really care, sir. No disrespect. I just don't care. Celebrity investor Kevin O'Leary, but I'm going to read your article anyways. I'm just saying, I don't care. Good luck, though. Celebrity investor Kevin O'Leary is investing in digital currencies, but hasn't done so lightly, telling CNBC that he preferred to consult with regulators on the space rather than be a crypto cowboy. O'Leary told CNBC, oh my God, I have to say this so many times, Capital Connection on Tuesday that he preferred to consult with regulators before investing in cryptocurrency in order to see what is possible and what isn't in terms of the stance on the space. I have zero interest in investing in legislation against the SEC. That is a very bad idea, he said in a discussion around the U.S. regulator case with fintech company Ripple. The SEC case against Ripple is centered on the concerns about fintech firms' ties to XRP, the world's seventh biggest cryptocurrency. The SEC alleged that Ripple and its executives sold $1.3 billion worth of the token in an unregistered securities offering. Instead, in terms of investing in digital cash pegged to the national currency, also known as stablecoins, O'Leary said he has no interest in holding the digital Russian ruble or Chinese yuan because he didn't know enough about the country's blockchain or how they are monitoring ownership of the money. Instead, O'Leary believed the biggest opportunity for stablecoins remained with the currency tied to the US dollar. He acknowledged how that may sound counterintuitive, considering the rise in inflation as this decreases the buying power of the US dollar. However, O'Leary explained that he had been sitting on a large amount of cash after selling a lot of the commercial properties or his commercial properties investments over the last couple of years, which would lose buying power because of inflation. By comparison, O'Leary said he could make a potential 6% return by buying into USD coin, not USDT, but USD coin, which is the world's second largest stablecoin run by digital currency company Circle and is pegged to the US dollar. Although O'Leary clarified that he could currently only invest up to 5% of his cash into USDC. But he added that there was an opportunity for the U.S. to lead the charge with stablecoins. Crypto as software development. O'Leary said he was in the U.S. United Arab Emirates. He's in Abu Dhabi. Jesus loves me. Golly, you guys got to make these sentences so damn long. Attending to the city annual fintech festival to also speak with the government and regulators to understand more about where the country stands on its rules for blockchain and finance. He said he didn't consider cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin in the way that other people do. O'Leary said he viewed it as software development, and so when he was looking to invest in the space, he wanted to understand which blockchain platform would win long term. He named Solana, Polygon, and HBAR as a few examples. I need to invest in all of those, not just one of them, because I don't know who the winner is going to be, he explained, adding that he was looking for which markets offer the best engineering talent and policy in the process. O'Leary said the U.S. currently didn't have an exchange-traded fund that held Bitcoin because the regulators are taking their time. Hurry up, regulators. That's why I came here. I want to hear from the regulator what they plan is so that I can be involved in this, because it's going to every jurisdiction that is forward thinking about decentralized finance. So he was in Abu Dhabi, the Emirates, UAE, to see what the regulators thought, what they're planning, because that will help him determine, what products he wants to get in. Because they don't want to get in projects. People like this, Kevin O'Leary, don't want to get in projects that the government's going to just beat up or going to make the market fear and run away. And that's really getting annoying, U.S. SEC, regulators. You guys really need to get it together. You need to educate yourself. You need to hire people. If you don't have talented staff that can educate you properly, you need to get some of them. I know many people on Twitter have offered their services. I don't know if you took them up on it, but you need to get yourself educated, because we really should lead. When I say the U.S., let's just back up. Let's say North America, because my Canadian brothers and sisters are on point, okay? They got multiple ETFs. We only just approved one. With the North American continent needs to lead the crypto revolution by sound governmenting, sound regulation, so that way investors like these can get into the market. Because when we got investors like Kevin Leary get into the market, that sends that, okay, we can trust this market, we can trust this, we can trust this project, and they want to get in. The bad thing is for me, a person that grew up with cryptocurrencies over time, this is the people's money, and having all these rich one percenters in the market, in our house, we don't really like it. Even though it's still decentralized, yada yada yada. A lot of the market can be manipulated because a whale, dumps a bill or buys a bill, whatever it may be. But at least it will open it up for the rest of the average Joe, the average retailer, to really get in the space, because they're waiting on Kevin O'Leary or Mark Cuban or Elon Musk or whatever. I don't know why you guys are waiting on them. You guys should really just be building your own generational wealth, not freaking relying on them to tell you what you should buy. It's freaking stupid. But whatever. Anyways, moving on. I'm just hating. I'm gonna put my haterade down and drink my coffee. Hackers. I love you guys. I mean, I don't. Maybe. I don't know. It depends. It depends. Because there's some hackers that don't have any morals, and there's some hackers that have morals. So it just depends on what's the fundamental goal here, what's the intent behind it. But anyways, hackers are attacking cloud accounts to mine cryptocurrencies, Google says. Hacked Google accounts were used by 86% of malicious actors to mine cryptocurrencies, according to the new report. Of the 50 hacked Google platforms, or GCPs, 86% of them were used for the cryptocurrency mining, which typically consumes large amounts of computing resources and storage space. Chia mining? We're doing some Filecoin and stuff? What's going on? Google Cybersecurity Action Team. What is it? They got a freaking van, a black van, like the A-Team? Google Cybersecurity Action Team wrote in a report, the remainder of the hacking activities included phishing scams and ransomware. Exploits remain common in digital asset space, especially with large amounts of capital flowing into the industry. In May, the hacking group installed crypto mining malware into the company's server through a weakness in Salt, a popular infrastructure tool used by the likes of IBM, LinkedIn, and eBay. Moreover, in August, more than $600 million were stolen in one of the biggest crypto heists to date, exploiting a vulnerability in Poly network. Although some of the amounts were returned, meanwhile, Goxx, the world's largest Bitcoin exchange at the time, filed for bankruptcy in 2014 after hackers stole $460 million worth of cryptocurrency. So this is not new. Poor security practices are to blame, and people not paying attention. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna hate. I'm gonna try not to hate, but a lot of these cats that are getting into the space, some of the security experts and security engineers might be a little bit better than me. They may be a lot better than me. But there's a lot of these cats in here that are just like, oh yeah, I got this degree, ooh. And then they go into the job, and you know, S hits the fan, and they don't know crap. I worked for a company where we were getting hit hard. We were getting DDoS. We were getting pen. We were getting pen, and when I mean pen, like we were getting penetrated hard with no lube, and they had no idea how to stop it. It was hilarious, and I wasn't in a position of responsibility. I was not in a position of responsibility to stop it. However, I did find trace remnants of the individual, because they usually, good hackers like to leave their calling card, I guess you could say, or they like to leave their you know, like, I was here, ha ha, funny type thing. and they left a good one. I will say that they left a good one. But I mean, don't go to school, somehow manage to get the degree, and then go into a place acting like you know everything and you're God, and then when stuff actually happens, you fall short. Like, go to school and pay attention to the materials you get. I don't know how you got your degree without actually learning the resources. I don't know how you got past all that, but I guess some people just get like a grade and then they get their degree and then they just go about it, but then they don't really know anything about what they just learned. You got to retain what you learned if you want to be in this industry. Anyways, moving on. Mount Goxx. Look, quit sliding into his DMs, anonymous miner. God, just always poking in the DMs, aren't you? I'm joking. So Mr. Goxx, the cryptocurrency trading hamster, dies. We're getting ready to wrap up here. We still got about 15 minutes. So feel free to ask me any questions. Throw some banter at me. Throw me some comments, whatever. It's all good. So, you know, this is the hamster's life. You know, he would go into here, which would mean sell. He would go into here, which would mean buy. And, you know, he was very respected in the trading world. He's going to be sorely missed. Nah, man, it sucks. It sucks. It's a whatever. All right, it's a hamster, but you know, the crypto community grew a bond to Mr. Goxx. Okay, so unfortunately, he died. He passed away. I'd like to propose a moment of silence for Mr. Goxx. Godspeed. All right, so moving on. We got some new GPUs, RTX 3050. Looks like the RTX 3050 rumors are actually quite old at this point, which they are. AIB informed about the skew in January last year, but reasons only known to Nvidia. The series were shelved till October. They were probably shelved because of supply. Like, what's the point? Like, the reason, like, I talked about this in a video that's coming out soon, but the major manufacturers of GPUs, which there's only 2 of them, realistically, aren't really worried about the low end, right? So where's the 1050 Ti or the 710 and stuff like that? The small form factor, you know, GPUs. They don't really focus on that. Why? Because it's more profitable for them to focus on the other ones, right? The 3090s, 3080s, the 3070 Ti's, 3070s. So anyways, we got the 3070 Ti will feature a GA106-150 GPU, whereas the 3050 non-Ti would be the 107, the GA107 350. And of course here, let's see here, a graphics card which is internally referred to as will feature blah blah blah. Okay, yada yada. This doesn't tell me anything. All right, so the 3050 is to have higher performance than the GTX 1660 Super. Now, this is what's nice, guys, because I know a lot of my peeps out there really do love the 1660 Super. Who was it? Is it Rabbit Mining? Who likes the 1660 Super and Ti? The video that we did with Seb's FinTech, wasn't it Rabbit Mining? Who was it that was just like, this is what I'm hunting? Because I didn't mention I was hunting the 1660 Super or Ti, because I'm more focused on some of the later gen on Nvidia and the 5000 series on AMD. But one of us said 1660 Super and Ti. I can't remember who, though. I'm pretty sure it was Rabbit Mining. Why? Don't hide the poop. Show the poop. Hexacorn wants to put poop in the chat. Go ahead. All right. So, but still lower than the 2060 12 gigabytes. And that 2060 12 gigabyte, have we seen that yet? We know Nvidia is remaking or like re-releasing this card with more memory, but I don't understand why. Whatever. Doge Lord, what's up, man? Drinking some of your 6-bean blend, man. It's pretty good stuff. Maybe that's why I'm acting like a fool today. Coffee's got me hyped. But yeah, so the 3050, if this RTX 3050 is going to be on par, a little bit above the 1660 Super, that would be great. The only problem or concern that I have is the memory capacity. So we can see here, let's see here. We need more information. We don't have enough information yet. We're going to need to know the memory bus. It's slated to launch in Q2 of 2022. But yeah, we're going to need to know how much memory. Because if it's only 4 gigabytes of memory, and yeah, it outperforms the 1660 Super because it's got faster memory or whatever, that's great and dandy, but it's not going to help us out with mining. We need a card that's 6 gigabytes of memory or higher. And I mentioned this in a upcoming video that will come out later this week. Please, make sure you get subscribed and hit the notification bell to stay up to date what's going on. But I talk about the standard for memory. The minimum amount of memory that the GPU should now have should be basically the low-end models, right? It should be the lowest-end model, right? Like I'm talking like the slim, small form factor cards should be 6 gigabytes of memory. How they're going to fit that, they can figure it out. They can do it. It's possible. 6 gigabytes of memory on those lower little tiny cards. 8 at the lowest low card, right? So we're talking, you know, the 6000 series for AMD or the low end 3000 series for Nvidia. 8 gigabytes should be the minimum. 12, 16, 24, 32. It should be like that. Obviously, we got the 2060 coming out with 12 gigabytes of memory, or 12 gigabytes of memory. We got the 3080 that has the original 3080 that has 10. But the 6700 XT has 12 as well. So like the minimum period should be 8. We shouldn't be running any cards anymore that are doing really, really bad about this. So you guys don't have any questions for me or anything? LOL, I made many videos on them, but wasn't me hunting for those. So the 1660 Ti and Super, I have 2 Supers and 1 Ti, and they're still very good cards. And then you can modify, you can mend mod the MSI in certain cards, and they actually perform quite well. I think get like 34, 35 mega hash. I can only get like 32. But yeah, I mean they're still pretty substantial cards, which is why my build of this month was the 1660 Super and Ti. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do that. Where I each month I build out, or I theoretically build out a mining rig, look at the cost, get the average cost of the GPU with the current scalper and market pricing. I get all the parts you would need, give you the price, and then we look at what the profits would be if we were mining Ethereum, when we would break even, Flux, or whatever the top cryptocurrencies for those cards are. So make sure you check those out. And what's very interesting to me is that the 1660 Ti can do good on some cryptocurrencies, but the 1660 Super can do better than the Ti and others. So it really depends on what product you're trying to focus on, right? So 1660 Super, if you're just going to mine Ethereum, but keep in mind ETH 2.0 is around the corner, but the 1660 Ti outperforms the Super on Flux and Conceal and Firo or ProgPal. So it really just depends, but the Ti isn't as available as the Super. So it just depends on what you're trying to focus and what you're trying to target. I'll check chat here in a minute, but I want to give a huge shout out once again to Linus and Jake, who did a great job in this video. I'm not sure if they got any backlash from the gaming community for featuring a mining graphics card, but they did a look at the CMP 170HX, a $5,000 graphics card. I could have got this card around $3,000. I should have, but I mean, it's just a steep amount of money. What's really cool is Jake developed, and Crypto Mikkel and Chump Change, I will hit you up about this, but they developed a fan that will, because you can see there's no fan on this card, right? There's no fan on here. Instead, what they have is on the back end, there's 2 screws that this card will kind of slot into a server case, and there's a bracket that will kind of like hold, I guess, the GPU in there. But you can take that bracket off and you still got those 2 screws. Well, you can 3D print a nozzle that takes a 120 and kind of sucks air through the card, and it goes from this really narrow square and pulls air through. So they did a really great job. I was very interested to see how they wired in this 8-pin, or is that an 8-pin, or is it an 8-pin? Yeah, it's an 8-pin. Also, they have an IHS over the GPU because it's HBM2. It's 8 gigabytes of HBM2. I think 2E maybe, or 2. I forgot, but it's a 164 mega hash beast, 250 watts. You can get that a little bit lower, maybe around 160 at 190, 200, something like that. Very efficient card, just super expensive. And if you got a traditional server setup, it'd probably work for you. But look at this IHS. I haven't seen an IHS on a GPU since the GTX 260. So kudos to Linus and Jake. It kind of looks like this is a refurbished data center GPU, right? An enterprise GPU, because you can see all the NV links up here. You can see where the blower style fan would sit right here. But yeah, very interesting. All copper cooler. What's really odd is on either side they have these like black aluminum fins that make it look like the cooler extends the whole way through, but it doesn't. It's just this copper one. You can take it apart as Linus provided. And you can't really see anything in GPU-Z, but this card is definitely a beast. So that's going to pretty much do it for me today. Basically, if you're just now joining, I just want to go through things before I answer some questions. I'm going to answer questions for the next 8 minutes. So if you have any questions, ask now. Bitcoin's kind of coming back up. Just to remind everybody, there's a lot of fear right now. We got the new variant of COVID coming out. People are worried, blah, blah, blah. Travel agency cutting stuff. We're not taking flights from Africa. We're trying to condense it, keep it safe. So everybody's slumping down. El Salvador bought another 100 Bitcoin. Shiba slumped because people are taking profits, especially some of the big guys, the whales, selling about 100,000 or more of their Shiba. Kevin O'Leary is not interested in being a crypto cowboy, which means he's not going to invest in assets that the U.S. isn't 100% certain on. Hackers attacked Google Cloud or used Google Cloud to kind of implement attack vectors and do some crypto mining. Mr. Goxx, the trading hamster, died, unfortunately. And then we were talking about the 3050 and the CMP 170HX. So crypto markets will continue to be in this stage, in my personal opinion. If you're looking for some type of future crystal ball, long story short, Christmas and Thanksgiving is always like this. I expect we may rise up, but when we get closer to Christmas, things may fall again as people start to take profits to make up for their Christmas vacation, whatever they bought for Christmas, their travels, whatever it may be. So this happens every single year around the holidays. We see cryptocurrencies slump or pull back, whether it's just because of the COVID variant or uncertainty or fear of regulation or China FUD or India FUD. It's a mixture of things, right? As I said, people are taking profits. People are recouping some of their losses from maybe traditional markets, whatever losses they had, plus all of that was mentioned. But we'll be okay. 2022 will be much more promising. I promise you. I promise you it'll be more promising. All right. So let's see here. You guys all good? 30. So, all right. G got 3032 mega hash at 50 to 60 watts. It's really good. Who needs fans in a server case? So I got one more spot on my Nvidia system, which is where that CMP, I wish I could buy it, man, but that's just a lot of money, guys. That's a lot of money. Yeah, 3D print, a funnel basically. The card's weird, no fans. Yeah, for 5K, no fans. Like, yeah, it's a server GPU. Red Panda could probably fit it in one of his server GPUs, but it's HBM. What does it have actually? CMP. Actually, it should have it on his website, doesn't it? HBM. Does it show the memory? Yeah, HBM2E. So it's 8 gigabytes of HBM2. But look at this memory throughput, dude. This bandwidth. Almost 1,500 gigabytes per second. That's crazy. Crazy. And then the bus width. So the biggest things when trying to figure out a GPU The biggest things is knowing the memory, what type of memory it has, the bus width, the bandwidth, and that can kind of give you an idea of what it should be doing as far as mining performance on memory intensive algorithms. But when it comes to like core intensive algorithms, like Ravencoin, you're just speculating. And I do have a video coming out soon about the Intel DG GPU, or the ARC Alchemist. So make sure you get subscribed to stay up to date on that. So yeah, stack them sats, as Magic Lucky says. I always love it. We'll see how things turn out. The plug scares me. The plug is a little bit it's basically like the whole card was made in a production line, and then there's this one guy at the end that's just like manually soldering these connectors in. It is kind of jank. It is kind of jank, you know, because they're manually like soldering these connections in. Linus laughed at it too. It is kind of scary. But since it's a mining card, maybe the quality level isn't up to par as it would be for like enterprise or corporations, or major server areas. So I don't know. All right, so let's see here. Smash the like button. Yes, please. Thank you, MC. Just want to say thank you. You're more than welcome. This is a highlight of the week. Get to have all my fave mining YouTubers together in one place. So awesome. Thank you. Yes, you have a great weekend. And we do it for the community. At least I do it for the community when it comes to making this content and making the especially the Caffeine Crypto. So I'm gonna finish drinking my coffee. Probably gonna go get a haircut, relax. I got a video coming out for you guys on Monday. I'll try to keep up with my Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine, but it's getting really hard to, especially because I'm not getting as much new hardware for your hardware PORN. But not too many people care about that, it looks like. So I'm going to keep making content that I feel is relevant. Maybe some content may not be as relevant or as profound to where it's getting thousands or hundreds of thousands of likes. But if you like it, please like it. If you don't like it, hit me up in the comments. It would be really helpful for you to tell me why you didn't like it, so that way I can adapt and overcome. And I really wish everybody the best, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. You know, I had fun with my family. It was good to see my mom and dad, auntie, uncles, grandmas. But yeah, well, actually, most of my family has passed on. But I have my dad that took over, technically my stepdad, but I don't call him that. And his family has taken me in with open arms. So really good stuff. It was really nice to have some good old food, and make sure you cherish each other. If you're not good with your family, I understand not a lot of people get along with their families, but whatever you do have, cherish them, love them, be respectful, be humble, and I wish you nothing but the best. Copy a link to the 3050 and post it here. Okay, yeah. It's in the description too, by the way. So in the description, there's things like, obviously you get the join button to join our Discord and get access to stock drops, because the stock drops have been going ham. I just haven't been able to get GPUs. To get access to stock drops, to buy GPUs if you're interested in that. Black Friday sales are still going on. Cyber Monday's Monday. So keep an eye out for anything you're looking for. A lot of good storage devices, memory kits are out there. Maybe not the DDR5, but just look for something that you like. But the links in the description are helpful to you guys as well as to me. So if you feel like buying anything from Amazon, go click the link down below. Any of the affiliate links. You don't have to buy what you click. Just go search. After you get there, go search whatever you're looking for, and then check out. And when you check out, it will give the channel a small percentage, and that little bit adds up over time. So if you feel like doing that, great. If not, completely understandable. Either way, as long as you're doing what's best for you and your fam, that's all I care about. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. All right, there you go. Good to go. All right, so thank you everybody for hanging out with us as we talked about Bitcoin and slumping, the COVID variant, El Salvador buying some more crypto, Shiba having a hit thanks to some whales, Kevin O'Leary and his rich behind, being cautious with where he buys. And hackers and blah, 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 blah. So if you haven't checked it out, go back, watch the video. Otherwise, for everybody that's been with us, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I will do my best to keep up with content, keep you guys going. And I appreciate you in the community, all of you who also make content as well as we share with one another. And I appreciate every single one of you. This is a great community to be a part of, and it's a major honor. I hope you checked out the Hobbyist Miners video where he asked me some questions. Really good time reminiscing and thinking about the time that I had growing in the community and much more. So that's going to do it for me today. Please do me a favor on the way out, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with what's going on with the channel, as well as check out the links in the description that help support us and what we do here. Like the dojor.com, where you get a sweet hat from the Serpent X collection or the shirt from the Serpent X collection and much more. Like coffee, 6-bean blend, really good stuff. Besides that, you all take care. I'll catch you next one.